Hello and welcome to the eSporter, the place for your latest scoops on esports. Today we're going to be talking about the patch notes 1.74 for the March update. The very first thing that we're going to be getting into is the blueprints update. They've finally added a feature to trade in your blueprints now, which means that you can trade in all those excess blueprints for some better ones. They've also added the Ignition series. We're going to be showing some of the items on screen now. There's a Meteor Storm Goal Explosion. There's a Tidal Stream animated decal. They've also added a brand new car called the Komodo. We're going to show some pictures on screen here as well, just to show off some of the new items that you can get. And the only way to get these items now is by them dropping at the end of the game. As far as trading up the blueprints goes as well, you can now also trade up even exotic blueprints to get a black market blueprint, which is pretty sick. Under the next main topic, some default settings have also been changed, which won't affect a lot of people, but if you are new to the game, these might affect you. The distance for the camera settings has been changed to 270 when it was 260. The stiffness has also been increased to 0.5 when it was 0.3. You can choose to go back to the old camera settings if you want to by selecting the legacy camera preset, which they've just recently added. As far as the controls go, they've also changed the default controller dead zone to 0.2 instead of the 0.3 that it used to be, and the dodge dead zone has been increased to 0.8 when it was 0.5. They've also reordered the button binding settings now, so more important things are at the top. They have reduced the intensity of most vibration in the game. The default setting will now have a lower vibration. However, if anybody does still play with vibration, I do recommend turning it off, as well as camera shake. It is a setting that most high level players do have turned off anyway. They've also changed the interface for the nameplates so that they're now always visible, which is going to be very helpful for new players in the game. The team colored boost meter is now enabled by default as well. They've also added some new audio settings, which is low and high. They still have default in the game, which is going to be best for most players, but if you have any particular requirements, then you can use low or high. Low will be best when you're playing at a low volume. And high will be best when playing at a high volume. But I think that's more so if you're playing on a TV rather than wearing a headset. For any PC players out there as well, DirectX 11 is now enabled by default. You can opt out of DirectX 11 and revert to DirectX 9 by following some of the steps on screen as well. Now we're into some of the more interesting updates in my opinion. They've changed the inventory management. Now any selected filters that you choose should stay on even if you do a lot of things. Unfortunately, they have made it now that even still now when you trade up blueprints, it still does reset the filters, unfortunately. So I don't know if that's a bug that they just don't realise was in there. They might be getting that fixed in the future. I hope so, because it will make it a lot easier to trade up blueprints if that filter actually works. They've also added Spike Rush, which is more like Spike Crawl. If you haven't played it already, it basically consists of a lot of spikes. You can choose to release the spikes whenever you want, so in the middle of a flip. You also have no boost whilst the ball's attached to you, and Demo on Contact is on as well. They've also added a blueprints button in the garage menu, which sends you straight to your blueprints. The number of blueprints is also displayed on the button, which is quite nice. Two more minor things that they've added as well is a Discord-rich presence, as well as they've finally added transparent goalposts for Nintendo Switch. They've also done some bug fixes, which I recommend just reading through the ones on screen now if you're interested. But the two main ones for me is that they've fixed the rank division down notification to display after a win, which means you'll no longer be told that you've div down after winning a game. Also, they have fixed the quick play button so that it no longer displays the incorrect rank after you've used it. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode of The Esporter.